Today for class we did solving equations and graphing lines, a review of two topics we did in the past. So if you need more help not in this video, go and check out the other videos that I've made for those units. So with our solving equations, our ultimate goal is to isolate our variable using our opposite operations, also known as inverse operations. So I'm going to do a few examples of each, starting with our most basic, our two-step equation. I need to get n by itself, which means I need to move the 1 and the 9. I do the opposite, so 1's being added, so we subtract 1. Leaves us 9n on the right. 9 is multiplying, so we do the opposite and divide. And negative 99 divided by 9 is negative 11. If there are like terms on one side of our equation, so we notice that we have a 9p and a 10p, both are negative in this case, we should combine them before moving forward. So the negative 9 and the negative 10 combine to be negative 19p. The 5 carries down, excuse me, and we have negative 33 on the other side still. I need to move the 5. I need to subtract the 5 because the minus goes with the 19. The minus doesn't go with the 5. So I subtract 5 from both sides. I'm left with a negative 19p equals negative 38. Once again, I'm going to divide by negative 19. And our answer is 2. Along the same lines of combining like terms, if we have distributive property, so I have these equal signs, I want to make sure I distribute the 6 first. 6 times 7 gives us 42n. 6 times negative 11 gives us negative 66. I still have the 9n, and I still have the 393 on this side. I'm going to combine my like terms. 42 plus 9 gives us 51n, excuse me, minus 66. I add 66 to both sides. Divide by 51. And n is 9. Excuse me. We also covered graphing lines. Oh, actually, I've got to go with this one. What happens if we have a variable on both sides? Apologize about that. So just like before, I'm going to worry about one side at a time. So right now I'm just worried about the left side. So I'm going to distribute. And I'm going to combine like terms. I'm going to worry about the other side. And there's nothing for me to do, so I'm going to bring it down here. So what I did was I combined my like terms, I got rid of the distributive property, and now I'm ready to solve it. I am not allowed to have n's on both sides. So one of them is going to go away. I'm going to take away the 12 n's on this side, which means I have to take away the 12 n's on this side. And I'm left with 12n plus 26 is equal to negative 34. We subtract 26 from both sides. Divide by 12. And n is negative 5. We also covered graphing lines today. There were 3 ways to graph I'm sorry, something's stuck in my throat here. 3 ways to graph lines, slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. M is that slope. B is our y-intercept, our starting point. We've also graphed from standard form. This was ax plus by is equal to c. We graph it using a table. So we're going to plug 0 in for x, and then we plug 0 in for y, and we get 2 coordinate points that way. We could plug in any numbers that we wanted to build our table. I could plug in 1 for x if I wanted to. Zeros are usually the easiest. And then the last way we know to graph is point slope form. Y minus y1 is equal to m, x minus x1. M is still slope, just like with slope-intercept, still how we move. But then we get a point, x1 comma y1, where we have to remember to take the opposite sign. So very clearly up here, it's a negative x1, it's a negative y1, but down here, we write them as their opposite sign. If it was a plus up here, it'd be a minus down here. So let's practice a few. Slope-intercept form. M is 3/4. B is 0, -2. So we start here, and then we move up and right. Up 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. You got your 2 dots. That's all it takes to make a line. And there it is. We do it again. Again, we're going to start at 0, 4. That's right here. Plus 4, up 4. Then our slope is down 2, right 1. Down 2, right 1. Down 2, right 1. Once you have at least 2 points, we can draw our line. It trailed there at the end. It should probably be more right here, but I'm trying to freehand it. Standard form. We have our table. We're going to plug 0 in for x, 0 in for y. So when we plug 0 in for x, it's 5 times 0, and this disappears. We're going to solve the resulting equation. So we're going to divide both sides by 2. So when x is 0, y is -5. That's +5. Plug 0 in for y. What we're left with is 5x equals -10. Divide by 5. X is -2. We plot that point. Terrible line on my part here. Still not good, but it'll do. Our 2 dots that make our line. And there is our line. Last but not least, point slope form. Our slope, -1/3. Notice that the negative is out in the middle, so I'm going to move it to the top number. And then our point I have to remember to take the opposite sign, so it's a -5. So down here, it's positive. +3 up here, so -3 down here. Then down 1, right 3 is how I would want to move, but I have to do the opposite, up 1, left 3. And there is our line for this equation now. So that is graphing lines and solving equations.